Collinwood in the year 1897, where an anguished gypsy's curse has turned Quentin Collins into a werewolf. Tomorrow night, he knows, the moon will be full and he will become a murderous beast. Desperate to prevent that, he is prepared to make a pact with the devil himself.
The time has come. Let's begin.
Prince of Fire, hear my plea. I call upon the flame to summon you. I call upon the raven and the bat, all the dark creatures of nature, upon the charred and blackened clouds that reigned at your beginning. I summon you in the name of the 7 plagues, of thunder clouds that weep with nightshade. In the name of every spirit that still cries out to you and bends against the rasp of the wind. From the subterranean rivers of blood from which the demons have drunk. From the smoke of torment which rises forever. And ever I evoke you. Appear to us, Satan. Appear to us, Satan. Appear to us.
Is he ill? Perhaps the person you should summon is a doctor.
He, drank too much brandy, I suppose you think all of this is, quite frivolous.
Frivolous? What do you mean?
Well, Quentin and I were playing kind of a game, a kind of an intellectual game.
His mind doesn't seem very alert.
I didn't expect him to drink before he came here. Did you want to see me for something?
Edward Collins suggested I come to see you about the lease for the school. But you seem to have far more important things on your mind tonight.
Oh, no. Just a way of passing the time. It's of no consequence. Yes, let's see, the lease for the school.
Mr. Hanley, there is no question. We have business to discuss. But this is not the time for it. You shall hear from me later.
Where is he?
He's gone.
The devil's gone?
It wasn't the devil, you fool. It was the so-called Reverend Trask.
Trask?
Yes, walking in time to hear everything, to see all of this. He came here about the lease on the school. Your brother sent him.
What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious?
Well, we haven't finished. We didn't make contact.
Oh, yes, we're finished. We're quite finished.
Evan, I still need him. Nothing happened.
Too much happened. I always knew that the chance that I was taking Evan Hanley, the respectable lawyer, I always knew that someday someone would find out and I'd be finished. You find all of this amusing?
Oh, you should see yourself. The cool, calm, collected Evan Hanley reduced to a terrified little man, no bigger than the rest of us.
You don't have a reputation to uphold. I do. He'll see your sister. No question. He will tell your sister. And you had to make it worse by being drunk.
I had a reason to be drunk, a very big reason, and very little time. Now, Evan, you have got to try again.
I said no! You leave me alone. I've got to have time to think. I've worked too hard becoming what I am to see it all destroyed.
Evan, I still need your help.
And I said no!
All right. I hope you get everything that's coming to you.
Well, I may be in trouble if Trask talks. But the first question people are going to ask is why we were doing what we were doing.
You wouldn't tell.
Well, wouldn't I? When Evan suffers, Quentin better watch out.
Why, you? No good.
Save your animal instincts for tomorrow night.
I could kill you.
I believe it. Get out of here. And you stay out.
Mrs. Trask.
Oh, I was just passing by. Is your sister at home?
No, she's not.
Oh, well, I made her some damson plum preserves. She had mentioned that she'd like some. Has she been gone long? Is she expected back soon?
I have no idea.
Oh, well, Mr. Collins, one more question, if I may. About my husband.
What about your husband?
Well, he said he was coming here.
When did he say that?
Late this afternoon.
Oh. No, Mrs. Trask. I haven't seen him either.
Oh, well, perhaps he and Judith left together. Or perhaps he met her in town?
I don't think they're together at all.
I did want Judith to have these preserves tonight, so that she could have them for her breakfast in the morning.
How about a drink, Mrs. Trask?
I don't drink.
Are you always this devoted
Devoted?
to your husband? Willing to sit here patiently, plum preserves in hand, waiting for the moment when your husband and my sister come home together?
You just said you didn't think they were together.
I was presuming, Mrs. Trask, to put my opinion against yours.
My sister admires your husband a great deal.
We both admire her a great deal.
Sure you won't have a brandy with me?
I told you I do not drink. The Reverend Trask does not approve of drinking, particularly in women.
Oh, isn't that strange? Dear Sister Judith nips away at the brandy quite frequently. And you yourself said that you both admire her tremendously.
They always do drink. They go to the theater.
Who are they, Mrs. Trask?
I don't think that I'll wait any longer. Tell your sister that I'm sorry I could not stay. And I hope that she enjoys the preserves.
Can I give your husband a message when he brings my sister home?
No, I will speak to him myself later.
Hello.
Quentin, we can't afford to be angry with each other. We're both in too much trouble with Trask.
My sister came in a little while ago. I don't think he said anything. Not about me, anyway.
Quentin, I don't think he's going to speak to her.
Why not?
I'm not sure, but I know he is going to speak directly to me first. And I keep asking myself over and over again, what's his price? What's Trask's price going to be?
Evan, I may have learned something here tonight that will lower the price.
What is it?
Our lofty Reverend Trask has feet of clay. Listen.
I'm so humiliated. I waited and waited, and you never came.
I never said I would meet you at Collinwood.
You said you were going there.
I changed my mind.
You're lying.
May I remind you, Minerva, lying is a sin.
Then you're a sinner. In several ways, I imagine.
Just what is that supposed to mean?
That means that old lady in Providence, whom you admired so, and the other one in Boston, whose husband died, and left her so lonely and so very rich.
Those ladies were merely instruments. They could have helped me with the school.
You never cared anything about the school.
How dare you say that?
I dare because it's the truth. What you cared about was going with them to the theater and to fancy restaurants. Yes, and to planning with them trips around the world. Well, fortunately, they were not foolish enough to take you seriously.
Because there was nothing to take seriously. You and your hysterical charges are a constant embarrassment to me, Minerva. And I warn you, I will see an end to them.
You dare to call them hysterical charges, you dare! Where are you going?
I have had enough of your irritating behavior.
You're going to see Judith Collins.
My dear, if I do see her, it will be on school business, no matter how it may seem to you. I want the school to become a monument to both of us, Minerva. To both of us. Something that will remain forever, even after you and I are dead and gone.
Reverend Trask.
You seem much less surprised to see me now than you did earlier this evening. I see you put away your playthings.
Oh, yes. Those.
I believe you were calling the devil when I came in before. You called the devil, and you got me. That was our Lord's will, a blow against his enemy and mine.
I told you what we were doing was conducting an intellectual experiment.
Were you? I don't happen to believe you.
You have no reason to doubt me.
That's true, isn't it? Who would believe me if I told them what I saw here tonight?
You misunderstood.
That's what I'm saying. Who would believe me, a newcomer to Collinsport? Would Judith Collins, for instance? Suppose I mention the matter to her, so we can find out.
No,
Why not?
because...
Because it would ruin your reputation.
Reverend Trask. As I told you, I am a man who is interested in a great many things. I pursue ideas the way other men pursue women. The way other men pursue women.
I heard what you said. I am not convinced.
And like other men and their women, I grow tired of ideas and move on to new ones all the time.
Are there none you remain faithful to? I am sure there are.
None.
Don't make matters any worse for yourself than they are, Mr. Hanley. A man does not become a Satanist casually. Yes, Mr. Hanley, a Satanist. You are one, aren't you? Deny it now, and I will destroy you completely. Go ahead, Mr. Hanley, deny it, so I can destroy you with a clear conscience.
And if I don't deny it,
then you are facing truth, and there is hope for you.
then let us say that I am more familiar with it than most men.
And more familiar with it Then you want any man to know.
Yes.
But I am not just any man, Mr. Hanley. I am merciful. I might even be willing to spare you.
In other words, Reverend Trask, you want something from me.
Yes, I want something from you.
Well, all right. Tell me what my reputation is worth. How may I serve you, Reverend Trask?
I hope you are very good at those black arts of yours, Mr. Hanley. Very good indeed.
Haven't you finished grading these papers yet?
Just about.
What kind of grading is this? Look at those blots. 2 blots immediately take 10 points off. Oh, and look at that erasure. Obvious evidence of cheating. Throw that paper out.
Suppose the student simply changed his mind.
You're so foolishly trusting.
Not everyone shares your suspicious nature, Minerva.
Where were you?
Seeing a lawyer about the lease. Now, would you kindly leave us alone? Grading papers. How that takes me back to the days when I was a young teacher. Seems so long ago. My first class. I stood there reciting Amo, Amas, Amat. Translate that, Mr. Shaw.
I love, you love, he loves.
Very good. You're not happy here, are you?
You have taught me to endure it.
I asked you a question, answer it.
No, I am not happy here.
Timothy, I think perhaps you and Charity should go away. Start a life of your own.
Would you let me leave?
Would I have mentioned it if I wouldn't? There's a reason for my bringing it up at this time. The gentleman I have just seen, Evan Hanley. I told him you were very clever.
Why did you do that?
Because he asked me if I knew someone who could help him proofread an old Latin manuscript. I told him you could. He could help you get a job somewhere.
Then you'd really let me leave?
Yes, I would.
You know, it would mean you're losing Charity as well.
That would be painful, but I would still have Mrs. Trask.
Reverend Trask, I must say there may have been times in the past when I misjudged you.
But I have never misjudged you, Timothy. Forgive me if I sound too immodest or if I boast too much of my understanding, but I have never misjudged you for a moment. I have always known exactly what you are. Now, you'd better hurry. Mr. Hanley is expecting you.
Hello.
He's just left. Is everything ready?
It will be by the time he gets here. The liquid is ready. I have only to paint the edges of the pages before he comes.
You're sure it will work?
It will work. I will ask him to do a précis of the book. By the time he's finished, our purpose will be accomplished.
Good. He really has airs about his Latin. I am happy he will have a chance to use it in such a useful way.
How far have you gotten, Tim?
I'm about halfway through.
Good. Are you having any trouble with the Latin?
No, none at all. The only trouble I'm having seems to be with these pages. They're so thin they stick together.
Well, you seem to have overcome that very effectively. What is it you do, licking your finger and Flipping the edge of the page?
I've always been teased about that.
No. I shouldn't tease you about that. In this case, it's exactly the right thing to do. Tim? Who are you?
I don't know.
Good. Now listen very carefully to what I have to tell you. Are you listening?
I am listening.
Good. At the right time, and at a given signal, you are going to kill someone.